Did you say, quote, Republicanism is an anti-democratic virus?
No, Senator, I don't believe I've used those words.
Okay, you're under oath now.
This changed the moment Kennedy reminded him that he was under oath.
Did you say, I support compelled disclosure of political donations by wealthy individuals, but not by minorities?
First, Senator Kennedy, thank you for the gift of the notepads for my children.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Okay,
I don't
answer the
recall
question.
using those words before, Senator. I do remember.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
I've got a bunch here.
Right. So it sounds like he alluded to it.
You've described yourself as a, quote, wild-eyed sort of leftist. Do I have that right?
Senator, I think I was referring to a caricature of the way that I think other people may have described me, not how I would describe myself. And I want to assure you that I understand that the role of a judge is to set aside whatever personal views that person may have.
I heard your testimony. Have you called Republicanism, well, strike that. Did you say, quote, Republicanism is an anti-democratic virus?
No, Senator, I don't believe I've used those words.
Okay, you're under oath now.
Yes, Senator, I don't believe I've used those words.
Okay.
I do remember saying last year that there was a loss of confidence in our elections that has spread kind of like a virus.
Right, well, that's a long way from calling the Republican Party an anti-democratic virus.
Yes, it's very different, and I don't believe I used those words, Senator.
Right. If you did use those words, will you pull down your nomination?
Senator, I don't believe I've used those words.
But if you did, will you withdraw?
It's hard for me to imagine a scenario in which I would
I'm just
use
saying,
those
assume
words.
it. If you said it, will you withdraw?
If I were quoting someone else saying it to describe that kind of sentence, I wouldn't be expressing my own views. But Senator, I don't believe I've ever used those words. I've represented.
Did you when you sent out those personal tweets about Senator Cotton, Senator Blackburn, and Senator Cornyn? Did you mean them at the time?
Without hearing those tweets, Senator Kennedy, it's hard for me to remember precisely, what was said or what I was thinking at the time. I do very much regret the tone that I've taken on social media from time to time. I know that I've crossed the line from time to time, and
When you crossed the line, did you mean it?
Without knowing the specific context or the specific tweet that you're referring to, Senator Kennedy, it's kind of hard for me to say, but
Do you generally tweet things you don't mean?
Senator Kennedy, I would agree with you that Twitter has become a very coarse place.
I don't want to debate Twitter. Do you generally tweet things that you don't mean?
Well, Senator Kennedy, I've contributed to the coarseness on Twitter sometimes by pushing the envelope to break through.
But when you did it, did you mean it?
It's hard for me to respond to that kind of generally, Senator Kennedy, without a specific
You're a smart
example.
guy. Sure you can. You either meant it or you didn't. You got two choices, door A, door B.
Well, Senator Kennedy, I know that I've pushed the envelope.
Okay,
And
do you regret it?
I do regret it, Senator.
Do you regret it because you didn't mean it? Or do you regret it because it might cause you not to be confirmed?
Senator Kennedy, I regret it because I think it's contributed to the coarseness of our discourse overall, and I think it would be better.
When did you have this epiphany that everybody has equal dignity and worth? When you were nominated, or
Well, I believe you're
including Republicans?
Well, I believe you're referring to my religious faith.
No, I'm not.
Senator.
I'm referring to your coarseness.
Well, the equal dignity and worth is a principle of my religious faith, Senator.
It's also a principle of morals and good judgment. I'm over. Mr. Ho, you're a smart man, I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
But I think you're an angry man. And I really have great concerns about voting for you. We
Don't.
we don't need federal judges who are angry. We need federal judges who are fair and can see both points of view. And you said these things.
So understand, by him saying that, listen, I don't recall exactly what I said here. Does it even matter if you did? If you were being reminded of the things that you said here, would it have mattered? Because anytime John Kennedy basically said anything that you had said, you said, I don't remember saying it exactly like that. Bro, he's reading your tweets word for word, and you're confused here. It's like, listen, so when Kennedy just said, yeah, you're a sharp man, of course he is. He's running to be a federal judge. Like, he was not going to fall for any of the common typical traps that the average common typical citizen would fall into by speaking to them. All right. So he knew going in here, he was going to utilize his lawyer hat for the most part to get out of any single thing that was being said. I don't recall. I don't remember. And then when it's read, I don't remember it being like that. You understand? He never confirmed a single thing, but yet John Kennedy was reading word for word here. Now, for you to be a judge here, I've said on numerous occasions here, we need to find judges that have the ability to only allow 10% of them, let's say, to creep in here. Because obviously, if you're a judge, the last thing we really need for you to be here is incredibly biased here. We need you to live off of the letter of the law, obviously, but through your perception, through your own specific lens here. This is why you're, for the most part, being voted in to be a judge in a place here, because your 10% is really important, if that makes any sense. But you're going to still go off of the 90% of the actual literal law here. I don't believe that he has the ability to kind of be unbiased in situations like this, because he perceives people that have a different overall ideology than him specifically to be viruses. You're not going to help a virus, right? Someone's going to walk in potentially. He's going to espouse things that don't, I don't know, coincide ideologically with California for some reason, right? And then he's going to lose his mind. That person is evil. That person is a virus because he doesn't, I don't know, think the same way that I think or other people in California think. Let's say this here specifically. Should a person like this maintain any actual power, guys? No, probably not. Probably not. Nope. No power that has the ability to alter people's lives in any massive way here, guys. I'm not really sure that's a good thing. All right. Stacking the deck with people like him specifically that do not have the ability to kind of see everything as equal is absolutely counterproductive to the United States of America. And I personally think that that should not be a backed thing here. Just like any common typical citizen, all right, that has said something on the internet 15 years ago because they were being like an edgelord or something. They were in their edgelord stage, right? That gets brought up to the forefront, and that still becomes who you are here. I'm sorry, sir. I think judges should be held to a much higher, standard here, guys. All right. Like, I need you to be unbiased, right? Like, I need you to be, for the most part, I shouldn't be able to know who you are politically at all when I first meet you, bro. Okay. I should not be able to know exactly every single thing you represent or what group you may kind of engage within. Let's just say this here, right? I should not know any of these things ever. Right? And if I start to know that, I'm going to call you an activist judge. And activist judges are not conducive to this great experiment known as the United States of America. Not really. I'm sorry, guys. Listen. But if there is any more to the story, we'll definitely follow it, guys. But in the meantime, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like the video and subscribe, guys. All right? And I'll catch you guys later.